cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's going on, man? I'm pinning this comment on IG real quick. Y'all know what I'm doing. Go to YouTube. Pinning this comment real quick, and then we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna comment pinned. What's going on, man? Who up in here? Oh, I'm slipping. I ain't even got my ticker at the bottom. Who up in here? Who up in here? Who up in here? What's going on, man? Y'all drop it in the chat. Let me know who up in here, man. What's up? Everybody pulling up on IG, go to YouTube. YouTube.com/the new TLR. While we waiting on people to drop it in the chat and waiting for people to pull up. It is 6:30, right? Yo, what's up, Kevo? Yeah, it is 6:30. All right. Got some people popping up in here. While we waiting on folk to pop up in here. Hopefully I ain't run everybody off this morning with my rant. Hey, for everybody who don't know who I am or anybody that's on the replay that's not familiar with me, it's your first time here. My name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every day at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk to him and share my thoughts on the price action. Share, what I saw overnight in the morning, and share what I saw during the day, in the evening, and share where I'm looking forward to go based off of the price action. Starter Tim's Tidbits by sharing my knowledge on the stock market for the free 99 for the cousins. And I'll always provide it for the free 99 for the cousins. So if you want to support me, the only thing that I ask you to do is press the like button. It's on one of these corners. I don't know, on YouTube. It's either over here, there's a like button, or it's over here, there's a like button, or if it's on your screen, like right over here somewhere, there's a like button, because I know when I'm on my TV and I hit up, the like button be like right around here somewhere. Wherever the like button is on your streaming place of choice, hit that like button and then hit the share to share it with a cousin. Make sure you share it with a cousin you do like, and share it with a cousin that you don't like, because we want all the cousins to get this information for the free 99. Shout out to cousins that told me to open up a merch shop. If you want to support my merch shop, go to thenewtlr.com and buy some merch. thenewtlr.com. You'll see something say Spider Gang. Shout out to Spider Gang. Well, Tim, why you call it the Spider Gang? Because, little Timmy Rogers, you see how spider spelled? Because I trade the S-P-Y, the capital S-P-Y, der, gang, Spider Gang. And they call the S&P 500 ETFs the spiders, but they spell it, it's S-P-D-R or something like that right there. But Spider Gang. So pull up to the Spider Gang and buy you some merch, man. Get you a shirt like this. Let them know you can trade in any market. I'm not a bull or a bear. I'm a beast. You feel me? All right, man, let's get into it, man. Let's pull up Spylene. Spylene, where you at, baby? Here I go. What Joe Biden? What he talk about? What Sleepy Joe talk about? Regulations edging closer for crypto. Oh, I don't invest in crypto, so I ain't worried about that right now. I may look into crypto in the futures for my kids' portfolio, but right now, I'm not interested in it. What's that? Oh, I forgot to shout out who in here. What's happening? Who up in here? Kevo up in here. Trey up in here. Red up in here. Trevor Farmer up in here. Mendez up in here. Brittany up in here. Darren up in here. I see a whole lot more numbers than I see comments in the chat. What's happening? Let me know who up in here so I can shout you out. What's up? What's up? What's up? Although we're still in the middle of the road, said I can't let you go. We're still in the middle of the road, man. We still in the middle of the road. Well, Tim, why you keep saying we in the middle of the road? Little Timmy Rogers, I told you this morning, but I'm going to tell you again, young man. You see this low right here that we made on May 20th? We made a low right here on May 20th, right? We broke that low to the downside over here on June 13th, right? That's a breaking market structure to the downside on a daily, because you broke a low. You broke a swing low right here. That's a breaking market structure to the downside. we went down. We kissed this monthly fair value gap that we made way back here. I don't have it on the monthly, but we made it a long time ago, right? We made it a long time ago, and then we came back up to test this break-in market structure. So the bears came back up to test this break-in market structure. You already know. If you don't know, I share it with you, but most traders already know once you have a break-in structure, you're going to come back and test that area where you broke before you continue in the direction where you broke structure in this case, to the downside. Right, while we was coming back to test that break-in structure, we didn't stop. We didn't stop right here at that low of 380.54. We didn't stop there. We kept going, right? And we made a break-in structure to the upside. So the bulls said, we in the game too. And the break-in structure for the bulls is where? You guessed it, right in the same spot as the break-in market structure for the bears. So let's mark it out. Boop, we're going to mark it out and drag it out in time, right? We're going to make this a different color so we don't get confused on which one we're looking at. What color y'all want to make this? What color y'all want to make this? Let's make it a color we're going to be able to see. Blue. We're going to make it a nice blue. The blue is going to be the middle of the road. The blue is the middle of the road. Okay. So, right? So right here, we got a break-in structure on the 13th to the downside. We got a break-in structure on the 24th to the upside, right? And so ever since then, we just been dilly-dallying in the same spot, right? So not counting when we broke structure, we ain't gonna count all these days, right? Because I've been talking about the middle of the road since the 15th. Because when we came down and we came back up right here and we just stuck around here, I've been saying we in the middle of the road. We at the spot where the bears say, you go first. And the bulls goes, no, you go first. You go first. No, you go first. You go first. No, you go first. Y'all remember I said that. Y'all remember I said that, right? And so I've been talking about that since the 15th. So we ain't even going to count back that far. We just going to count from when the, we getting JD's for dinner? What that? We getting JD's for dinner? I thought your mom said, y'all hold on for a minute. I'm trying to figure out this food situation. All right, I'm back, y'all. The people on IG could still hear me, but it's all gravy. Uh, what was I saying? Where did I left off? Middle of the road. That's it. Middle of the road. I don't know if you meant to put that in there, Omar, but I appreciate that. Middle of the road. Appreciate that. Here to learn. How did you know? How you know I was gonna forget? She knew I was gonna forget. She knew I was gonna forget. Okay, we're in the middle of the road, so dig it. Counting from when the Bulls made their break, right? We're gonna count from when the Bulls made their break and started to retrace. So the Bulls made their break on the 24th, and then they started retracing on the let's just say the 28th, because even though this was a red candle, it kind of gapped up, you know what I'm saying, and didn't really do much. That was the high day. So on the 28th, they retraced. So from the 28th, we've been in the middle of the road for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now today, 8 days. And the reason why I say we've been in the middle of the road, because every single day, with the exception of this little blah day right here, we have been in contact with the middle of the road. Every candle. This candle, that candle, yep, the wick is in contact. Body's in contact. They got a closure in the middle of the road. Closure in the middle of the road. Closure in the middle of the road. Closure to the upside of the road. Closure to the upside of the road. But it touched it on this day. Closure to the upside of the road. Then another closure to the upside of the road today. But we touched it. So, leading into that right there, we still in the middle of the road, but the Bulls are showing that they got the most motivation right now? Well, Tim, it was a down day. We was down 1.14% on the SPY. Why you say the Bulls seem like they got the most motivation? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. I say the Bulls seem like they got the most motivation because we have been closing. This is the low right here where the Bears broke trend to the downside, right? When the Bears broke trend to the downside, right? Since the Bulls broke trend to the upside and came back, and since they broke trend to the upside, we have closed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days above where the Bears broke trend to the downside. The Bulls have been able to hold it above that breaking structure for 8 out of the 10 days since when the Bulls broke back through. When the Bulls broke back through and closed above it, I'm not counting that day. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. And 8 out of those 10 days, the Bulls have been able to keep the closing price above 380.54, where the Bears broke it to the downside. So that's why I say right now at this juncture, the Bulls seem a little bit more motivated on the technical side to try to continue this run to the upside. Right now, looking at it on another point outside of the Bulls just with the daily closures. I got it marked on. I think I got the gaps marked on the ES because it's gaps on the ES that I don't think show up. Oh, one right down here. Right, it's one right down here on the SPY. We got a gap. We got a full gap up right here. Then we got a fair value gap there. So we're going to go with the full gap up. The full gap up. So we're going to go right there where it don't have no price in there. Looking at it right like this right here, we're going to change this color to the regular tan color we're using, which I don't know what color that is. Close enough for government work. Okay, so looking at this gap down here, we came in and took care of a nice chunk of this gap right here. We took care of a nice chunk of that gap already with that retracement there. And every day since then, the SPY has not been wanting to get down there anymore, right? Which one of these? That low, this the lowest low. This the lowest one it made right there. That's the lowest one it made. It do not want to get back down there. So it made that low, made a higher low, came back down, couldn't break this low right here, right? Came up, made a higher low, came up, made a higher low, came up, made a higher low, right? This low is lower, but it's still nowhere near that. So it's not showing any interest of trying to get this right now. It's showing more interest at pushing toward this fair value gap right here. The price is, right now, the price is technically seeming that it's trying to get to this fair value gap more than it's trying to get to this one, right? And the reason why I say that is because every single day, this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, were all positive days. We closed here, we closed there, we closed there, we closed there, we closed there. This was the first negative day, right? It's a green day, but it was a negative move, right? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive days in a row, not in the same week, because this was like a Thursday, a Friday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and then last Friday, that was the first day. Then we ended. It was like negative, but we made a new daily high on a negative day. You see what I'm saying? So the Bulls really pushing to try to, and more than likely, this is the target, but y'all already know what I say. When it's that close, if it's a stone's throw away, this seems to be the more lucrative target, because where do you think more liquidity is resting, above this swing high or in a nice big gap? Where you think, like, it's a whole lot of buyers and sellers that got skipped right here on this daily gap down, right? A whole lot of buyers and sellers. That is, let me see how big of a gap down that is. From 401.48 down to 435.93. 40, back it up, Tim. 401.48 minus 395.73. A $5.75 gap. It's a whole lot of buyers and sellers that got skipped in that spot. So it's a lot more liquidity sitting in this fair value gap right here than it is above this high. So that's why I think this is the target that is really trying to reprice to. And then look at how much is left in this gap. It's a lot more money in this gap up here than it is in this gap down here, right? So that's why I think the market is trying to reprice up there. Now, keep in mind, this is all from the technical aspect. This is all looking from through a technical lens, right? Let's think about it from the economic standpoint. We starting like what you call the things? Earnings. It's earnings week starting this week. Everybody got their eyes on, is it gonna be an earnings recession? These folk, if y'all listening to the way these sneaky people be talking in the news, man, and talking online, these sneaky folk, they trying to pair us to say that we not in a recession. We not gonna have a recession, cause peak now. Y'all remember, like they done changed the definition of recession. It's no longer just 2 consecutive quarters of GDP contraction. There's no longer the definition of a official recession, right? It's other stuff involved where they can determine if it's a recession or not. You know what I'm saying? Like if the job's doing good, you know what I'm saying, the overall GDP contracting, but the job's doing good, that's not an overall recession. It's a whole lot of stuff that they calculate into it now. So the Fed been talking about stuff about like a soft landing. You know what I'm saying? When they say stuff like a soft landing, that meaning without quantitative tightening, you know what I'm saying, we still can avoid a recession. That's that, you know what I'm saying? That's that secret Master Mason inside club handshake. You know what I'm saying? That's all that stuff, that little talk, if you don't understand the talk. When they be talking about them soft landings, right? They been talking about soft landings. You got big boys getting on TV changing their thesis that, oh, I think we can avoid a recession. We may be able to avoid a recession. When they start saying all that stuff, shout out my financial advisor, Dustin. If y'all ain't tapping into Dustin YouTube page, he go live every day at 5 o'clock and break down stuff in the stock market, what happened in the stock market that day. And I actually peeped it today before I got on live, and he was talking about how the yield curve been inverted for like the last 6 or 7 days, like the last 6 days, I think. And ain't nobody said nothing about it on the news. Ain't nobody been really hyping it up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't be looking at the news like that, but I know for a fact when earlier this year, when the yield curve inverted, man, everybody named mama was talking about the yield curve inverted. And when Dustin said the yield curve, the 2 and 10 year had inverted like 6 days ago, and I'm like, hold it, phone, what? Ain't nobody been talking about this? So guess what? They give you them signs that they probably gonna say, oh, you know what? We doing better than thought. We ain't in no recession. That's just little Timmy Rogers talking, man. But peep that stuff, man. Peep that stuff when they go to change the narrative on their talk. Ain't nothing going on tomorrow. So we might have us a turnaround Tuesday. Because ain't nothing really going on that's going to be moving the market drastically. We might have us a turnaround Tuesday, right? Hopefully we go down a little bit and make a weekly low on the SPY. I mean on the ES overnight. Excuse me, overnight or during the London, should I say? Overnight during the London. Hopefully we go down and make a new break today's low in the London. So that'll give us a weekly low on Tuesday. If the week is going to end up being bullish, that'll be a good thing. Cause through the like I learned it from ICT. Shout out to nephew Corny. Corny did some back testing too, and through his back testing, what I'm saying, through I think he did like 15 or 16 months of data, and it's like the weekly low or the weekly high was made on a Tuesday. The majority of the time, it was, I think Tuesday was the highest, Monday was next, and Wednesday was third, I believe. But Tuesday was the highest. It wasn't like predominantly, but it was like, just say 37% on Tuesday, 30% on Monday, 31% on Wednesday, or something like that. But the high of the week happened more times than not on Tuesday. And I think he did it for like the OPEX week. It's like he just did it for the I'm gonna start saying OPEX. Shout out this one dude that Zay put me onto. He say OPEX, and that make more sense to me because there's actually an event called OPEX. You know what I'm saying? But OPEX makes more sense for me because it stands for options expiration. So OPEX. I'm gonna start saying OPEX from now on. When I say OPEX, somebody say, Tim, you supposed to say OPEX. I appreciate y'all. So we got CPI coming up on Wednesday. Remember, news trumps charts, right? I'm not looking to get into any type of swings where I hold it overnight, 3 weeks, 1 month. I ain't looking to get into any kind of swings until after CPI and PPI, right? If CPI come out and it is better than expected and the market go ham to the upside, you know what I'm saying, then that'll give me a little bit more courage to do something before PPI come out in the job numbers on Thursday. But if CPI come out and they are terrible, all bets are off for the Bulls. And then you'll really know that the algos and the big boys want to push it higher if CPI come out terrible and then we don't die. If we don't die and the CPI numbers come out terrible, they definitely want to push this thing up for some reason. And what that reason is unbeknownst to me right now because I don't have a crystal ball. But just keep that in mind. We got CPI coming up. We got PPI coming out. We got retail sales on Friday. We got I think JP Morgan and some other banks doing their earnings Thursday, I think Thursday. Earnings calendar. Let's see what CNBC showing the thing. Of course, they ain't got no good calendar on CNBC. I don't know why I can't hear. I rarely come on here. I should have just went to the other one. Who know where a good earnings calendar is? Maybe if I put calendar. Why you giving me the option to just hit enter? Of course, they ain't got that on there. Earnings calendar. I just say NASDAQ. Investing.com. Earnings this week. Pepsi tomorrow Tuesday. Yep, Pepsi. Bloody. Okay, Progressive. Delta Airlines on Wednesday. Bloody. JP Morgan on Thursday. Morgan Stanley on Thursday. Who else? Gold mining. United Health on Friday. Wells Fargo on Friday. BlackRock on Friday. Citigroup on Friday. State Street on Friday. Yeah, we got some we got some banks and some other stuff that's starting this week. That's starting this week. So keep that in mind. All eyes is on if we gonna have an earnings recession. Meaning if the stuff gonna start pulling back based off the earnings, right? If it's gonna start pulling back based off the earnings. Let's look at what the price action did today. Then I'm gonna go to the chat and see what y'all got going on. As far as Spiraling, I already said for Spiraling, it's looking pretty bullish because we closed the day above the middle of the road block right there. What I really would have liked to see today, since we was pushing down, I would have really liked to see us come all the way down to the bottom of this gap right here, this fair value gap right here, and then push back up. I would have really liked to have seen that, right? But again, it's still looking pretty bullish because we came down. Let's look at the weekly real quick. If you look at the weekly, right? If you look at the weekly, look what we did on the weekly. We came down on the weekly, right? And we matched this weekly high. Matched. Let me see how far we went down. It's not gonna let me move it. Okay, let's turn it off since it won't let me move it. All right, we went down there, got into this weekly high right here, pushed back up, right? We pushed back up. That's why I say it's looking, that's another reason why I say it's looking real bullish. It's like, yeah, for the first day of the week, we down, but we came down to this weekly high right here. Remember, this the middle of the road when we broke the structure on the daily. It's the middle of the road area. There's the bears side of the road. They go to bull side of the road right there, right? Broke the middle of the road and we came down, dipped into it, and closed above it. So the bulls been closing above the middle of the road a couple times. Like since we broke here, we done had a week below and a week above since we broke above for the bull side, and we closed today above the bull side. So that's still looking pretty bullish. And on the week, you can see it on the weekly more clear, right? The path of least resistance right now is right there. And shout out to everybody that trade like inside bars. Everybody that be talking about like mother bar, inside bars and stuff like that right there. So dig this here, right? We got this week right here. We got a complete inside bar inside there, right? So right now, whichever side this break out of, that's giving you the momentum right there. This said if we come out here and get a weekly closure up here in this fair value gap where I was talking about, that's my target. We get a weekly closure in that fair value gap. Shout out everybody that trade mother bar inside bars. That's your momentum to the upside. Can we get a retracement back? Yeah, you're going to get a retracement back on any breakout. You break out, that's a weekly breaking structure. Boom. Weekly breaking structure, come back down to the breaking structure, push back up, right? Now, if the CPI come out horrible and it push us down to the bottom like it did last time over here when we died after the CPI numbers, you know what I'm saying? It push us down to the bottom and get us out of this consolidation right here to the downside. Timber down to this monthly fair value gap right here. But like I say, the bulls been in control. Higher low weekly, higher low weekly, higher low weekly, and we working on another higher low weekly, but it's just one day, so we can't even count that yet. Now, looking at what the ES did, right? Looking at what the ES did today. Whole bunch of nothing really. Nothing, honey. We open up right here. Right? We open up right here on it. Well, we did some stuff overnight. Came down a little bit overnight. I think we closed. Can't remember where we closed at yesterday. Let's see what we closed at Friday. 1600 right here. We closed here on Friday, right? Gap down, sold down, open up here midnight, consolidated all night. We sold down through Sunday. consolidated here all through from midnight, consolidated, wiggled around a little bit on London, right? When the market opened up today, we came up, we was on live together. We came up and we failed to get this buy side liquidity, and we took a nosedive, right? For that first 15 minutes. After that first 15 minutes, it looked like it was exciting. This was a complete snooze fest. It was so slow and boring, right? These 60-minute candles. Let me go drop down to 15 minutes. Look at this. This was so slow. Look at this right here. This is nothing. It was so slow and boring, right? When on this 1045 candle, by the time it got back up here into a spot that would have been a short for me, I wasn't even interested in taking it because how slow we was trading, right? We had a fair value gap. We had a break instruction to the downside right here. Let me make sure y'all can see them wicks. Y'all can see the wicks. We had a break instruction to the downside right here at 38.69.50, right? Left a fair value gap right there. Break instruction to the downside. Next candle, fair value gap, right? Traded back up into the breaking structure right here. That would have been your short right there. You could have took it short here and stayed in some chop suey if your risk tolerance is enough to come way up here. But you come back up here to the breaking structure right there. Boom. There go your short at the breaking structure, right? But I wasn't interested in taking it no more because how slow, like all the speed was right here at this 945 candle. Once this 10 o'clock candle opened up, yeah, it seemed like we went down and wicked around and went. You sent what? $20 to who? Oh, that's my sweetest sending some. Okay. All right. It looked like it's wicking. Man, this thing was so slow. I said, forget. When it got up here, I wasn't interested in taking nothing. I had already said this morning I probably won't trade because by the time it got down here, started slowing down, I could already peep it. I was like, I probably won't be trading nothing, and I didn't, right? And then when I was going to pick up Junior from the gym, I noticed when we was getting ready to walk out the door, it was like 120 or so. I noticed that we had started pushing up to the upside right here. And then by the time we got back from the gym and I ate and all that right there, I peeked back here again and we was like way down here around about 3 o'clock. We was like way down. I said, I knew it. I knew we was going to push back down. We left equal highs up here. Came down here and made a new daily low. We made a new daily low and then we started pushing back up. So, going into overnight, let's see how we trade. I ain't gonna make no prediction for overnight because I ain't gonna hold you. I still ain't got my I ain't got the pulse of that Asian yet. I still ain't got that down yet. So we gonna get into what we want to see happen tomorrow at on the overnight price action. We're gonna get into that in overnight price action in the morning. I appreciate that. 100 said pressure like Draco. What's going on, Draco? Draco in the building. Shout out Draco. What's up, Doc? Doc, what in the world is TSM, man? Them just letters to me. Spell the whole thing out. As customary, man, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If anybody want to pull up, now don't do me like the cousin did me this morning and just get on here and smile at me and do a thumbs up. Don't do me like the cousin did this morning. If you go pull up and say something. Pull up and say something. Taiwan Semiconductors. Okay. TSM. Taiwan Semiconductors. Okay. Appreciate that. Y'all know I don't be trading individual stocks, man. TSM, that's in SMH. I don't be looking at SMH like that. Semiconductors paid on the options. Stacks be trading everything, man. Stacks be trading everything. Hey, the link in the chat. If anybody want to pull up, the link in the chat right there. If you want to pull up and ask something, if you want to pull up and share something, if you saw something on the chart that I might have missed, if you saw something you know what I'm saying, that you disagree with or you got a different opinion on, pull up. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This is an open platform for all the cousins. I don't know everything. I ain't the smartest person in the world. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida that's learned how to do something, and I'm sharing my experience and my journey with people on the internet for free. Um, Again, the link in the chat, y'all can pull up if you want to pull up. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, this Thursday we doing the week 3 of the kids summer series. Who wrote a dissertation? Who just wrote a dissertation? Got to be Doc. You asked about Ernest this week. Don't ask questions if you get off my live, Doc. Doc, you know I got the ability to block users on here, right? I got the mic. Do I need to pull a wheel up? Do I need to pull a wheel up for Doc? Y'all, hey, somebody put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to pull a wheel up for Doc, man. Hey, we doing week 3 for the kids, discipline over dollars for the kids at the youth center, at the Focus Program Youth Center at 2001 South Lumpkin Road, Suite 13. We're doing it this Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing it once a week. It's a free financial literacy and stock one-on-one seminar we're doing for the whole summer for kids. We're doing it once a week at 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on Thursdays until the kids go back to school. I think they go back the 2nd or 3rd week in August. So we got how many weeks we got left? We got this week, counting this week, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they go back on the 2nd week, on the 3rd week, we got 5 weeks. If they go back on the 4th week, and I know it ain't the 4th week, so we got either 5 or 6 weeks left. We got 5 or 6 weeks left. Somebody said no. Let him make it. Okay, then. They say you. Michelle and Here to Learn and shall say you. They say you. Hey, that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Like I say, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet and I share this for the cousins. I don't know everything. I ain't the smartest person in the world. I'm just a dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that's just trying to share something with some. I learned something, so I'm trying to share it with everybody in the hopes that it helped them learn something or understand something a little bit better. Right on to the real and deaf to the fakers. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate y'all, man. I see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock. Gone.